أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وعملا صالحا وقلبا خاشعا ولسانا ذاكرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا واجعله حجة لنا ولا تجعله حجة علينا يا رب العالمين وبعد. First of all, welcome back. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you all inshallah, and alhamdulillah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extend a life to be together again to see these beautiful faces, mashallah, tabarakallah. And wallahi, I love you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to gather us around the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on a judgment day and grant us al-firdaus al-a'la. طيب. The classes we were doing on Wednesday last time, now I don't know how or what you thought about it, but I thought like maybe it was like a little, it was a bit too much of knowledge, because when we were going through the ruling and stuff, a lot of brothers like they didn't really get into it much and they start sneaking out and running away. We don't want to do that. We want to try our best inshallah like to increase the attendance in a way to benefit, because like if you get only one brother to benefit and then like 90 people they come in, they don't even understand what we're talking about because the classes were linked. Okay, so it wasn't interesting classes. So what we thought inshallah, we try to change a little bit, but at the same time we will cover as much as we can, whether we go through rulings or we go through like anything, we will go through it. And the best way to do it is to go through the history of Islam. If we go through the history of Islam, obviously we can cover lots of things, and at the same time it will be more enjoyable. Okay, and at the same time we can go through through the stories of the Sahaba, instead of talking about one Sahabi and his biography and so on. No, we can link them all together. Okay, if we do it that way, inshallah, I think like it will be more interesting. At the same time, we will see how the ruling came along, and why Allah Azza wa Jal revealed such verses, why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned some hadith and so on. Okay, and from this inshallah it will be like more interesting, and we can get more people to come, because I'm really sure when people like they come and sit down and listen to stories of the Sahaba and stuff, they like it more. Alright, we will still cover the rules, but then whoever interested of writing down and learning the rules, then it will be an individual, okay, effort. Sure? We do it that way? طيب. I'll just give you a hint like why history is important. A lot of things happening today, we think, it's a new thing, it's a new technology, it's new like corruptions or whatever. And a lot of I think, I wish if I was in the time of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Don't wish. Why? Because in his time, don't forget, he had Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl, yeah? Don't forget, in the time of Musa, he had Fir'aun and Haman. Yeah? So don't wish. Allah Azza wa Jalla chose you to be in the right place, in the right position. Another example, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he used to pray with the Sahaba used to say, the person who used to come late for Fajr prayer, who used to come late, yani he came, but late. For them late, you know what it means? It's not late the second rak'ah. No. He's late from Takbirat al-Ihram. Because if you are there before Takbirat al-Ihram, you're not late. When the Imam said Allahu Akbar, then you are late if you come into the prayer. So that's what they meant. Whoever used to come late for the Fajr prayer, we used to call him hypocrite. Not only hypocrite, they said hypocrite, and he was well known to be munafiq. If we were in their time, Allahu Akbar, we would have been like munafiq plus. Now, if we go to Fajr, no, I'm not going to Fajr Masjid, okay? If we get up for Fajr at home, we feel, hi Iman, don't talk to me, mashallah, when Allah said, oh you who believe, I'm the believer. That's how it is. Don't wish. And why it's important to know the history, so you know how they were and how we are today, and compare them. And see if you were there, what would you do? Okay? Just look at it in that way. I'll give you a small example. A very small one, so because today will be like just an introduction. Next week, inshallah, by the will of Allah Azza wa Jal, we will go into it, okay? In more details and, like with, like years and, like with all the history. As an example, and Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, before he was born, we know the story of, like Abraha, who came to demolish, the Kaaba because he built a church. He called it a careless. Okay, why he built it? Because he was a Christian, all right, and he wanted the people to come to his place. He didn't care about the Kaaba or anything like that. He didn't care about, the Arabs or about, like Mecca. He didn't care about that. All what he was worried about, he wanted people to come to Qulais, to do pilgrimage there. And then the people, they told him, his followers, they said, but the Arabs won't come to you. Why? They said, because they have a holy place called Mecca. So what he thought, he goes, if I go demolish Mecca, then no one will come to me. And he didn't think about the place and what that meant and how the people attached to it and so on. He didn't care. All what he was worried about, if this did not exist, they will come to him. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work that way. But that's how he thought. And he brought all his army along the way. No one could stand in front of him. So what happened at the end? I'm just giving you an example so you know the history, okay? When Abraha was coming to demolish the Kaaba, no one could stop him. All the Arab tribes, no one could stop him. But along the way, we had some tribes who committed suicide and they fought him and they got destroyed. If you look at our times today, okay, we have like some countries, they're really powerful, no one can stop them. But at the same time, we do have some tribes, they try to fight them, even though they're getting destroyed, okay, but they're trying to fight them, they couldn't accept, okay, to be oppressed. Where some people, they said, it's not up to us. Why? Because he's too strong, we cannot fight him. But he was going to Mecca, yeah? Abdul Muttalib, the grandfather of the Prophet, peace be upon him, he was the leader of Mecca, and he knew no way he can fight him, not a chance. So what he did? Abraha, he took all the belongings of the Meccans, like all the sheep and cows and camels, whatever. Didn't they have cows? The camels and sheep, okay, goats. He took them away. So Abdul Muttalib, he went to have a meeting with Abraha. So what's Abraha thought? Abdul Muttalib want to tell him, don't demolish the Kaaba. Okay? So when he walked in, he said to him, how can I help you? Then he said, I want to ask you to return my camels and sheep. Then Abraha, he looked at him, he said, I had respect for you before, but now I don't respect you anymore. He said, why? He goes, because I thought you coming to tell me to stop going, okay, to Kaaba and demolish the Kaaba. But you asking me for camels and sheep? Take them. And what did he say to him? You know what he said to him? He said, I am the Lord of the camels and sheep. They belong to me and I am the Lord. And the Kaaba got its own Lord. I'm looking after what I own and he can look after what he owns. I cannot stop you. You have big, massive army. What do I have? Nothing. But when you took what's belonged to me, I want it back. But when you go into the Kaaba, there is a Rabb of the Kaaba who can protect it. Can we link it to our day today? Look around you. We're the Muslims. Even though we are 1.something billion, we are nothing, man. We have nothing. All what we have is how to spend money on this and that and this and that, how to look good, and the best house, the best car, the best clothing. You go to Lebanon, they don't have money for food, but they have money for mobile phones. They don't have money, okay, like to buy the medicine, but they do have money to buy cars, best cars. They don't have money, okay, to educate their kid, but they have money, you know, like to go to restaurants and you name it. When you go there, I feel like we are the poor one, not them. Okay, subhanallah, if you look at it, like they spending in the wrong directions, in the wrong way. Alright, and when you come to talk to them, they sound like very proud of what they're doing and so on. Okay, fair enough. If this is what you're doing, you're disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal. Look at the country. They don't have electricity, man. Why? They don't have water. Why? Okay, so that's how we think about it. In our days today, we have governments, we have countries where they have power. Where we have other countries, they don't have power. But the problem is, the one who don't have power, they're not doing like Abdul Muttalib. At least go back to Allah. Go back to your religion. And wallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it in the Quran. He said, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Prepare for them what you are able of preparing. What can you prepare? Wallah, I can prepare that much. What is it? I can only say the truth. That's your preparation. What can you prepare? Wallah, I can only cook. This is your preparation. Okay, what can you prepare? I can only donate $10. This is your preparation. If I come to you and I say, how much you got? You say $10. I don't care, Habib. I don't care what you do. You fraud some Visa card or credit cards, or you steal cars because you're in an enemy country. Bring me some money. Is this ability? Is this what Allah wants? Okay, no. Abdul Muttalib straight, he just came in. Wallah, Allah, He'll protect it. Salaam alaikum, and he walked off. What happened to Abraham? What happened to Abraham, man? Could he demolish the Kaaba? He couldn't. Allah Azza wa Jal sent birds. Okay, they call them طير الأبابيل. Birds carrying what, big massive rocks and stones. They were carrying a small stones. Okay, like the hummus size. And they used to throw it at the person. It comes from the head, goes through the body. That's what happened. What happened to Abraham? Where all his army? So that's what we need to look at. Okay, this is part of a history, and this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeating the same thing. If we go a little bit back, okay, like we go a little bit back, like to Qawm Ad or Thamud, just before, okay, before all the Qawm Nuh alayhi salam, alright, Qawm Lut, look at him, look what happened to him. Habib, you give da'wah. Your job, give da'wah. What you are able of doing, giving da'wah, this is your ability. Give da'wah. Nuh alayhi salam, 950 years. Da'wah. Not his life, not his age. Okay, 950 years of da'wah. How many people followed Nuh? They say only few. Okay, only few people followed him. And how many few? The highest number in narration, they say 79. 950 years, and Nuh is a messenger. So what happened to us if we give da'wah and it won't be 950 years? And if we can get like 10 people, is that good enough? And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said one, he said to Ali radiallahu anhu, لأن يهدي الله بك رجل. If Allah Azza wa Jal guide a person, only one person, and you are the reason, خير لك مما طلعت عليه الشمس. It's better, okay, for you than what the sun, okay, raised upon. And the sun, where does it go? Only to the earth? To the whole universe, man, to all the planets and stuff, okay? Subhanallah, it's only one man. That's how you have to look at it, and that's how you learn it from the history. Because sometimes what happened to us, we give da'wah to someone, yeah? Wallah, this is important to understand. You give da'wah to someone, but he doesn't reply, yeah? He doesn't respond or reply or accept your da'wah. What happened next? You start feeling like, you're not doing a good job. And because you're not doing a good job, you start what? Taking it at the personal level. And the next step, what happened? You take him as an enemy. You tell him off, you this, you that, you do this, you do that. And what are you doing? Before you were giving da'wah. And what are you doing now? You made him an enemy. It shouldn't be like that. Give him da'wah. If he accepts, he accepts. He doesn't accept, make dua for him, walk away. Show him how good you are, how nice you are. It's not for his sake. You want him to embrace Islam. It's not for his sake. Be selfish, man. You want the reward. You want the reward. Wallah, if you look at it that way, okay, what would you do to get someone? Imagine you went to go, like for a job interview. And they told you, Wallah, if you get the job, man, you get $1 million a month. What would you do? You go to the owner, okay, wearing a tracksuit, yeah, and slippers, and you didn't brush your hair, and you go like, I'm the best at it, huh? Would you do that? What would you do? Wallah, you will wear the best clothes, you look, like in the best way, be well presented, and you'll be asking everyone, who is he? What do he want? How can I convince him? How this? True? And what happens if he rejects you the first time? You try your best to go again, and again, and again, in the best way until you get the job. Think about it the same way. Man, think about it the same way. You're not making $1 million, mate. You're making billions of billions. And not only that, when you die, this person, everything he does, you get the same reward. Okay? So you learn from the history of the Prophet and messengers how they used to give da'wah. And not only that, sometimes your own brother in your house, he doesn't accept you. True? What happened to Nuh's son? What happened to his son? Man, that his son, and he's a messenger. And Allah Azza wa Jalla promised Nuh alayhi salam, I will save you and your family. And when the wife came and took his son, what Nuh said? Ya Rab, he's my family. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him? He's not. He's not your family. He's a bad action. He's a bad deed. In another word, Allah Azza wa Jalla was telling Nuh, your family, the one who believes in you. It's not blood. It's not blood relation. Okay? Sometimes you feel a lot of, wallahi, I know a lot of like mashayikh, huh? They'll be embarrassed to speak to people and so on. Why? Wallah, because my son, he's not good. Wallah, because my brother, he's not good. Habib, why you stop the da'wah if your son is not good? Nuh, Allah Azza wa Jalla gave us an example in the Quran. His son, he wasn't good. And he's a messenger. You're not a messenger. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, how much he loved Abu Talib? How much he tried with Abu Talib? How much Abu Talib loved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? How much he supported him? When it came to the stage, Abu Talib told Muhammad, he said, Yabna akhi, yani, oh my nephew, go out and preach and tell the people about your religion. Wallahi, what you come with is the truth. How come he didn't believe in it? This is a lesson you learn from the history. Okay? Because what happens sometimes, you may go give da'wah to someone who's related to you, and they don't listen to you. They may call your name, they may tell you off. And what happens, instead of you going out and giving da'wah to other people, you feel, if, like the closest one to, like of my family, they didn't accept me, khalas, like maybe I don't know how to give da'wah, or maybe forget about it, or you name it. No, Habib. Learn from the history how the Prophet ﷺ used to be, how the Sahaba used to be, and be like them. That's a da'wah side. Yeah, I'll give you another side. As an example, when the Nabi ﷺ, he went to Medina, what did he do between the Muhajirin and Ansar, between the one who came from Mecca and between the one who were from Medina? We have Muslims who left Mecca, came to Medina, and we had the people in Medina. The one who came from Mecca to Medina, they call him Muhajirin. And the one who were from Medina, they call him Al-Ansar. Alright, tayyib. What the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did, he made them to become brothers. Like he made one from the Ansar to choose one from the Muhajirin and be like brothers. And what to do? Like to share everything with him. Because the one who came from Makkah, they didn't have nothing. The one who were in Medina, they had everything. To share with him, like his house, his land, his farm, okay, everything. Until a Sahabi came to one from the Muhajirin and he said to him, he goes, I have 2 wives. Choose one of them. I'll divorce her so you can marry her. To that level, yeah? Babe. We have one Sahabi, his name is Salman al-Farisi, radiallahu anh. And we have one Sahabi, his name Abu Darda, radiallahu anh. Salman, he's from Persia. And he left Persia. Why? Because he didn't like and accept what they were worshipping. Even though his father, used to be like, I don't know what they call him, like the priest of, or they call him Khazanat al-Nar, yani the one who used to look after the fire, because they used to worship the fire. The one who used to look after the fire, that the fire always on, because they believe it's, like it's their God, it's a power there. So he lived in a religious house, and he didn't like it. He went to a Christian church, and he was learning, like Christianity and so on. And back then, the Christianity was like right, like they didn't corrupt the Bible back then. So it was a true religion, all right. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He called those people Muslims and believers, all right. Yani before the time of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So only when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was sent, then the Jews and Christian, they had to follow the Nabi Alayhi Wasallam. If they don't, then they're not Muslim anymore. That's according to their books. Yani if they followed their books, they should embrace Islam. Okay? Because they didn't, then they disobeyed the ruling of the books. Okay? So what happened? He went to this church, and he was learning, and he was happy and so on, but the priest who was teaching him was old, and he was about to die. So what he told him, he told Salman, go to Yathrib. He described the area for him. He said, go there is a prophet who will be coming soon. The star of this prophet is already like appeared. Alright? And he gave him a description. Anyway, to cut the long story short, Salman, he knew a prophet will come in Mecca, in Medina. So he went there. And one of the Jews, he took Salman as a slave. He didn't care, he accepted the slavery as long as he is in Medina. And he waited there. Anyway, so when the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came and he embraced Islam and so on, he came to the Nabi, and the Nabi helped him to free himself from the Jews. Then he made him a brother to Abu Darda, yeah? But Salman, because he traveled long and he learned from a lot of people, he had so much knowledge and he was very intelligent. And the Nabi Alayhi Salatu Wasalam, once he put his hand on the chest of Salman and he said to him, فَلْيَهْنَأُ بِكَ لِعِلْمُ Salman. Like knowledge is proud of you, Salman. Yani you are the one who carrying the knowledge. Knowledge is proud of you. Alright? That's you, the one who carrying that knowledge. Anyway, Salman in Medina, he saw a girl. And he wanted to marry this girl. He came to Abu Darda. He said, Ya akhi, oh my brother, you know the tongue of the people. Yani how you know the tradition and how you ask for a girl. You're from the Medina, I'm not. Can you go and ask, this family for me? He said, yeah, I'll ask him. Now Abu Darda, he went to ask this family, for Salman to marry their daughter. Abu Darda walked in, and of course he, with the full introduction, and then he said, I'm here, to ask for the hand of your daughter. They said, yeah, no problem, our daughter is ready for marriage. He goes, yeah, Akhi Salman, he's interested. They said, no. The girl is ready, but for you, not for Salman. I'm here for Salman, not for myself. They said, no, the girl is ready, but for you, not for Salman. And what did he say? I accept. He accepted, yeah? Fine. He went back to Salman. Salman, very smart. He looked at him. He goes, oh my brother, you left me with one face and you came with another. What is it? Then Abu Darda, he said, Wallahi, I'm embarrassed and shy from you. He said, don't be embarrassed and shy from me. He said, Wallahi, I'm embarrassed and shy from you. Don't be embarrassed and shy. Tell me what happened. He said, oh my brother, I went and I've asked them for you, but they accepted for me. And I said yes. If you were in his position, what would you do? Hamza, what would you do? Well, you're looking at my girl. What would you do? What do you think Salman did? Wallah, this is something you learn from the history and biography from the Sahaba, so we can act the same. You realize, subhanAllah, why Allah gave them victory? They're human, they're like us. But why they're different? You know what he said to him? What's Abu Darda said? I'm shy and embarrassed from you. Salman, he said to him, he said, my brother, I'm the one who should be shy and embarrassed because Allah Almighty has wrote it for you in the Lawh al-Mahfuz above His throne, and I came between you two. I'm the one who should be shy and embarrassed because it meant to be for you, not for me. Sure. What would you do if you were in his position? Would you do the same? Wallah, that's how they used to be, huh? I'll give you another example just to get an idea, inshallah. Today is just, okay, as I told you, just like general. Suhaib al-Rumi, he's Roman. His name's Suhaib radiallahu anhu. He's Roman. And he was a slave. He was a slave in Mecca. But he was very smart. He was a very smart businessman. And he used to make a lot of money. To be a slave, like they buy you, okay? They pay money for whoever kidnapped you, whatever, alright? So what Suhaib did, he's very smart. He came to his master and he told him, he goes, look, how much you want, okay, to free me? Just say, for example, like he was like 1,000, yeah? His master goes 100,000 because he owns him anyway. He said 100,000, like he gave him a very, very high figure. Then Suhaib, he said, I accept, do a contract. Just like if I have a car, worth $5,000, and he came to me and said, brother, how much you want for your car? And I said, 50,000. And he go, alright, Allah, make contract. What would I do? Contract? I'll do contract straight away. I'm getting 50,000. Okay? He told him, do contract. Man, the guy, he did contract and he made everyone to be witness. Suhaib, within a month, he made him the 100,000. He's very smart. He gave him his money and he was free. So what happened? Suhaib, he worked, okay, in the market. He became so rich. So much money he had. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam left Mecca to Medina, Suhaib came to follow the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. What the Qurayshi people did, they came to him, they said, you came to us sa'luk, like you came to us a slave, poor. If you want to leave, okay, you have to leave Mecca poor as you came to it. And what Suhaib did? He said, if I give you everything that I have, would you let me go? They said, yeah, we'll let you go. He gave them everything he had. And he left Mecca to follow the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Not only he left the country where he was making money from, not only he left the job that he loved so much, okay, for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, he left it. It's not only he left most of his money, man, he left everything behind. For the sake of what? For the sake of what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How much Suhaib knew of the religion back then? Not much. Okay? He left everything behind. And he went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Suhaib when he heard? He said, رَبِحَ الْبَيْعُ وَرَبِّ الْكَعْبَةِ. By the Lord of the Kaaba, okay, your trade was success. This is a trade, man, between you and Allah Azza wa Jal. How many people today, when we come and we talk about this, and they doing a job, it's a little bit haram. They're gonna say like haram, a little bit haram. Straight away they'll be thinking, if I leave it, where I can get my provision from, which job I can have, what happened if this, what happened if that, what happened. You wait until you die, and when you die you get to the grave, the two angels they come. In some narration they say when these two angels come, there will be like blue and black. Just the blue color is scary, okay? Blue and black when they come to you. And to ask you just the three questions, you'd be so scared to the stage where you can't even speak. What would you do then when you stand in front of Allah Azza wa Jal? Isn't it an example for you when we talk about the Sahaba, what they've done, for you to do the same? What happened to Suhaib when he went to Medina? What happened when he went to the market of the Medina? He becomes richer than what he was in Mecca. Man, who made this money? You. Who gave you the money? Allah. Who you living it for? Allah. Are you scared from Allah to give it back to you? Not only gives back 10 times more. 10 times more. If you're not a believer, then it's problem with you. Problem in you. You are the problem. Okay? And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِنْ صَدَقَةٍ. If you pay charity, your money would not be decreased or reduced. مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِنْ صَدَقَةٍ. Then the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, whoever leaves something for the sake of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him something better in return. We all know the story of Ali radiallahu an, when Ali radiallahu an, he is the first Khalifa, yeah? And the cousin of the Prophet, and he is the son-in-law of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Once he didn't have food in his house. No food in his house, not even bread. His wife Fatima radiallahu anha, okay, the daughter of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, she had a dress, not 100 and she took one out, she had a dress, like an old one and a new one. So she gave him the new one and she stayed with the old one, yani only one, yeah? She gave him the dress. And she said to Ali radiallahu anhu, go sell it and buy his food. He went and he sold it for a dirham. Dirham is not a dollar. Dirham is like a cent. Because dinar is a dollar. Dirham is like 100 dirham will make 1 dinar. Alright? So he went and he sold it like for 1 cent. And this cent can only buy him bread. And that's what it was. He sold it. He got the cents. Okay, the dirham. And he was going home. And he saw a man crying. He came to this man, why are you crying? He said, Ya Ali, my children's crying out of hunger. We don't have anything to feed them. Then Ali, he goes, here, go buy bread for your kids. Man, 1 dirham to buy what? Bread, yeah? Now Ali on the way back, what would he tell Fatima? If I said I donated this money for someone poor, she will say, yeah, why I gave you my clothes to sell? Wallah, his kid is crying. What do you think a kid doing? Wallah, he want to buy bread for his kid. What I want you to get, like, yani, it's the same thing. On his way back, what happened? This man came to Ali and said, Ya Ali, I have a camel, would you buy it? Man, he didn't have a cent to buy bread. Where would he get money to buy a camel? He said, I don't have money. He said, doesn't matter. Take it, when you sell it, pay me. Okay, if this is the case, we all can have businesses. He took the camel. A few steps later, another man came. What's wrong? He said, Ya Ali, is this camel for sale? It's for sale. How much? He paid him the same amount, okay, that he meant to pay the other man, and 10 dirham on the top. So how much he made? 10. He sold it. He gave the money to the first, to the owner, and he was left with 10 dirhams. Because the Prophet ﷺ was there, they used to always go and refer to him about anything used to happen with him. He went to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, something like a strange happened to me today. What is it? He told him the story. He told him, like, I sold the clothes, 1 cent, okay, 1 dirham, this man was crying, I gave him the money, and that's what happened. Then the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he smiled. And he said, I swear by the one whom my soul in his hand. The first one was Jibreel and the second one was Mikael. Man, Jibreel and Mikael, Allah Azza wa Jal send them from the heavens down to earth in the shape of a human with a camel, just to give Ali 10 times more what he donated, because he needed the money then and now. Man, that's how it is. Wallah, that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Imagine now you have $50 in your pocket and we say, brother, wallah, we in need of this family, they're very poor. Straight away you'll be thinking, yeah, but my family poor as well. Why your family poor? I need to buy some junk food, lollies and chocolates and chips and khalas, Allah will forgive me. Someone else will pay. Wallah, this is the case, yeah? That's how it is. Not only that, wallah al-azim, it's like sometime now when we get to a mosque, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all and save us inshallah. Now you get to a mosque, and the mosque now, most of the people at the mosque, they ask for donation at regular basis, yeah? Sometimes you get sick of it and you think, come on man, like every time we donate, what are you doing? If this is what you're thinking, okay, that means you are waiting for a thank you in return, okay, for something in return. But when you pay for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, you'll be looking at it in a different way. Alhamdulillah that Allah opens the door for every Friday for me to come and donate something for the sake of Allah. So what would happen? Would you care anymore? Wallah, you wouldn't care anymore. You wouldn't care. That's how the Sahaba used to be. Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhuma, they are the best two men after the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Ummah. They used to race. A race in what? In making money. Who drives a better car? They used to race who can do better for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. And Umar always used to try his best to beat Abu Bakr. He never could. Until one time the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asking for donations, and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he came and he puts everything he had on the table. Everything. Umar, he knew that's the only thing Abu Bakr got. He puts everything he had. Who got more? Umar got more in quantity. Yeah? Then Umar, he said, today I will beat Abu Bakr. Today I'll beat him. So he came and he put more front of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. طيب النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام نبي الرحمة. Does he ask the people according to the quantity or according to the quality? According to the quality, it's not quantity. So what's the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said to Abu Bakr, how much did you leave for your family? Then Abu Bakr, he said, I have left Allah and His Messenger for my family. Then he looked at Umar and he said, how much did you leave for your family? Umar, he said, I left half. I left half for my family. Then Umar, he said, Wallahi, I would not race and beat Abu Bakr after today. I would never beat him after today. Subhanallah, man, this is what they were racing for. Jannah. Okay? They were racing for the acceptance of Allah Azza wa Jal. For the love of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's their life. And that's a history. Okay? And that's what we should go by. So inshallah, this is something that when you learn it and when you see why, okay, this happened, then you realize. Okay? As an example, when we say, مَا نَقَصَ مَالٌ مِنْ صَدَقَةٍ, when you pay a charity, man, don't you ever look at the quantity. Don't. Look at the quality. Why? Allah Azza wa Jal said, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. البر, what's bir mean? Bir like being a guided person or righteous person, okay? Or someone who does good. But bir, like it's the highest, the highest place or the highest level of good actions. Alright? So when we say bir al-walidain, to be the best to your parent, the best of action. Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, you won't reach, okay, this level unless you donate from what you love. It's not what you put on the side and you don't care about. as an example, okay, you buy a box of apples. And one apple, I'm not going to say a rotten apple, but one apple is a little bit old and it doesn't look as crunchy as the others. And you take it off and you give it to a poor person and say, this is fi sabilillah. Habib, this will be rejected. Allah won't accept it. Why? Because something you are going to throw away anyway. This is why you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you? To put you on the side and neglect you, and whenever no one left, then He looks at you? Or you want to be from the first groups who enter paradise? So pick the one that you pick first for you to have, and it's the best out of the box, and then you say this is for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. And I'll give you an example that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave to Aisha radiallahu anha. Aisha radiallahu anha, she brought like a sheep. Okay, she slaughtered the sheep, distributed, to the poor families and so on. And what left? Shoulder. She kept the shoulder. Why she kept the shoulder? She knows, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he loves to eat the shoulder. Okay, so she kept it. Then the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he came. He said, Ya Aisha, what's left? What's left? What did she say? The shoulder. He said, no. All of the sheep left except the shoulder. Why? Because everything you gave away, it remained for you. You have it on the judgment day. If you're going to eat the shoulder, this shoulder won't come back on the judgment day. So what does it mean? Give it away. Even though he loved it, give it away. She gave it away. What did he say to her? Now the whole sheep left. The whole sheep left. Why? Because when you give something away, you're reserving for yourself. Don't think, and wallah, I gave it away. Nah, habibi. You say, I saved it. You are saving. That's your saving. That's why in Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, a time will come. A time will come. When you come to donate to someone, they won't accept your donation. They won't accept it. Habib, when that time, you know what it means? Just like if Allah saying, I don't want to accept anything from you anymore. When a door open for donations, or a door open for helping, and a door open, to implement your religion, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving you a chance to go out and do it. When there is no one in need, what are you doing? I'll give you a small example so you understand what I'm trying to say. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when he came, today I have completed your religion, and I have accepted Islam as a religion for you. When they asked Ibn Abbas about the verse, what did he say? You know what he said? Everyone said, oh, the religion completed. Ibn Abbas, he said, this is a sign of the death of the Prophet. This is a sign of the death of the Prophet. Why? His job is done. What would he be here for? Careless. His job completed. It's time to leave. Umar, on the other hand, he cried. Why he cried? He said, nothing reach the top and go above anymore. Because anything reach the top, what happened after the top? Start coming back down. He started crying. He said, when the deen is completed, that means it's a time for the deen to reduce back, to come back down. And that's why Umar radiallahu anhu, he used to ask, like Hudayfa. Hudayfa is a Sahabi whom the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam kept his secret with. He said, Ya Hudayfa, did the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say about the fitan, about all the problems and corruption when they come? When he mentioned, like a door will be broken. He said, a door will be broken and all the fitan will come. Then Umar, he said, did the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say the door will be broken or the door will be opened? What's the difference? He said, because if he said the door will be opened, that means we can close it one day. But when he say the door is broken, you can't close it anymore. See how they used to think? Okay, so that's what we learn, inshallah, from the history of this ummah and the history, like of the Prophet and messengers. We won't go, through the Prophet and messengers. We go through the history of Islam, and at the same time, while we're going through, we go through past, the Sahaba, to see how they used to be, how they used to react, and why Allah Azza wa Jal said this, and why the Prophet ﷺ said that. So from that, inshallah, we will have an understanding, bi'idhnillah. طيب. We have any questions, or we call it off, inshallah? No question. طيب. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب